Greetings and welcome to the ROI Clear podcast. My name is Ray Hightower, and today we are fortunate to have as our guest Ms. Patra Francis. Patra Francis is a business and accounting expert. She's an investment director, an experienced tax strategist, and wealth architect. Mom, real estate investor. She is multifaceted, running her tax planning firm, running her enrolled agency, her enrolled agent firm, and we want to dig into what all of that means. So please join me in welcoming our guest for today, Ms. Patra Francis. Welcome, Patra.
Hi, Ray. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be on a podcast with you.
Yes, very excited to have you here. And you and I met in Florida at a family office conference. That was a few years back, where there were a lot of high net worth individuals and high net worth families there in the room, and it was wonderful. And it was great hearing your thoughts about what was going on there. So I'm glad to have you on the podcast here. Glad to have you here.
Me too. So I believe that was 2 years ago.
Yes.
Going 3 years.
Yeah. Coming up on 3 years ago or something like that. So the time flies. It goes really quick. But I've had a chance to observe you as an investor and as a tax professional. So to kick things off, why don't we start with an elevator pitch? It's something we typically do here on the ROI Clear podcast. Patra Francis is on an elevator with someone she wants to influence. So we'll ask you, Patra, what would you say to that person in the course of an elevator ride?
So I like to say that I help business owners create legacy through the tax efficient investment. Like, and let me add another thing to it. Not just business owners, also family focused business owners, because that is me, right? I am a business owner. I'm a single mom, taking care of my family. So I want to share my knowledge and my experience, and just hoping that it's going to be a valuable, resources for everyone.
Right. And certainly as a business owner yourself, as managing partner of Francis and Reeves, you see things through the eyes of the entrepreneur and through the eyes of a business owner.
Oh, yes, 100%. I used to work 14 hours a day to build my business. Waking up at 7, going to bed at like 10, almost every single day. And that's where I realized that my life doesn't need to be that way to create wealth. That's where I tap into the tax efficient or alternative investment.
Yes. So let's get this. You were working a crazy number of hours every day, getting up at 7 a.m., working from 7 a.m. to like 10 p.m., just crazy hours. And after doing that for a while, you said there's got to be a better way.
Exactly, because at that time I want to do everything myself. And I thought that, I have to know everything, how to do everything to be able to direct other people until I found a better way, which is, after I read the book called Who Not How. So that's when, I got, like the light bulb lighting up in my brain that, why instead of me knowing how to do marketing, know how to sell, how to do like operation and everything, why not finding someone who specializes in that area already and just tap into their knowledge. And what you have to focus on is on project management, or the same thing as asset management, right? To make sure that everything is on track, meeting your key metric. And that's where I shift my mindset into the different way. I'm still working on that because I am an accountant. So as you know, accountant mindset, we want to know every single thing, and we can
Yes.
be out of, like we want things to be perfect.
Right.
So the perfection, that's kind of like slowing me down.
Yes. The drive for perfectionism, because you're an accountant, because you're not only an accountant who taxes, natural inclination is to be perfectionist.
Exactly. And
all right,
that's when you said perfection, like I like to everything to be organized. And if things doesn't organize as the way I structure, that's when I have like my brain is just kind of like like unorganized in my own brain. So that's when I
Right,
have to
right,
up something.
right, right. So you discovered the book Who Not How. And by the way, Who Not How by Sullivan and Hardy is one of the favorite books of this podcast. So it's so cool that you just nailed that book, right? Just right there. What was it? How did you get introduced to the book, and what was there a particular idea from Who Not How that resonated with you? Was there something that just struck a chord with you or lit the light bulb that made you think, oh, Patra, I got to do this right now?
I mean, it's just the concept of, you don't have to do everything yourself. Because in the past, I thought I have to do everything in order to build my business. And when you started your business, you kind of like don't have a lot of resources either
Hmm.
to hire people to work for you. But you just need to know, I think it's about your unique ability, the concept of unique ability. That's um giving me more confidence into,
Hmm.
I don't need to, and I can be proud of saying things like I don't know how to do this instead of trying to figure things out and
Yes.
embrace what I am good at.
Hmm.
So, and that's when I know what I am good at, and I just play with your strength instead of trying to improve my weakness only. And just like the concept of gap and the gain, when
Yes. Yes.
yeah, so when I just focus on the concept of the gap and trying to improve and go to the next level, and I get so excited and feeling like inconfident and not accomplishing. Instead of that, I play with the gain and my confidence, my strength, my unique ability, and try to be good at or that thing that I'm good at, right? So and the rest of it, if I can tap into the people who's already good at different way, then my life will be easier and I will enjoy what I am doing better rather than trying to fix something that, that's gonna also give me like more stress and not enjoying what I am doing either.
Right. Oh yeah, because if you spend time in the gap, that's what's going to happen. It's stress and it's burnout when instead of being in the gap, you can employ who not how and find a who for whatever it is you need to get done. So excellent. We'll make sure we include those in the show notes. In fact, we've included it before in other episodes of the podcast, but we'll include it with yours as well because you have a definite a definite positive experience there. We want to make sure we amplify that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what is your unique ability?
I think my unique ability is I like to go network with people and ask people questions and trying
Hmm.
to learn and be curious and make people, feel like they're important. And
Yes.
I also like to organize, like I'm very structured person.
Yes.
I can create system and process and I can just be on it.
Right. So
I,
you're very good at networking. Clearly, I know that personally. I've always thought of you as an expert on taxes and accounting, but you're taking that to another level. You are creating systems and processes around taxes and accounting. Are you also creating systems and processes around networking?
that's a good question. I feel like what I when it comes to networking, the way I don't know if this is right or wrong, but the way that I put together is it's like in the last event that we went together, I create the intention. Who
Hmm.
do I want to meet? And what do I want to get out of any conference or event that I'm going in?
Yes.
So just have I think clarity, that's going to be the answer into this, right? If you know exactly what you want, what you looking for, then when you're walking into the networking, you will know exactly who do you need to go talk to and get
Hmm.
the result that you want. And it might not be everything that you have it on your list, but usually I like to have it like three main things when you
Yes.
walk to any kind of networking. I think it's not just about create system when it comes to networking. I think it's like I used to be very shy when I was a kid. Every time that I go with my mom, I would have to hide behind her and let her talk because I don't feel comfortable of
Yes.
talking to people. But the more you grow up, and you know that it's so important for you to know how to network and know how to ask good questions and share ideas, share value.
Mm-hmm.
Then um, it's just need practice, and it's like a skill set, right? You're not good. It's not like something that I born with it, but I just love and to talk to people. I think when you put your mindset to be like you love people, and you know that people are good, and you just be curious and talking to them, whatever you want to be able to help them, you just put it out there. And I think that's the concept every time that my I walk into networking. And sometimes,
Yes.
I mean, I'm not an extrovert person. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also like in the middle between introvert and extrovert, but I have to
Okay.
get my mindset, right, to shift it that, you know what, I'm here for a reason. I'm not just here to be like relaxing and just be on my phone. I have to walk in um, for something like walk into, and because people also get your energy from that too. If you're going to be tired and like not interacting with people or ask them questions, then they're going to reflect your energy that way too. So you have to be
Yes.
a good example for others.
So the energy is reflected back. You're putting forth positive energy, and the energy is reflected back, and you end up having conversations about taxes or investing or strategies related to those. It's amazing. And I mean, I'm sure the stereotype is those people who are good with taxes are not good at networking. That's the stereotype. But you are like breaking through that stereotype in a big way.
I mean, I have the moment of like, I don't wanna like talk to anyone either. But you just have to trick your mind and change
Yes.
it. Like, you know what? This I want to talk to Ray because Ray is such a cool person, and he has so much knowledge that I can learn from. And you just have to like twist it, right, and create energy from inside of you.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've talked a little bit about the networking side, and certainly that's one of the effective ways that you get business for your firm and for other things that you're doing. When did you become fascinated with taxes and accounting? Take us through that. Was there something that happened in your childhood growing up? Did you become fascinated with numbers and accounting and taxes growing up, or did you get the urge when you were in college? Or tell us about that journey, please.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. So when I was both of my parents, they both are business owners. And
Yes.
the only thing I know is to build a business, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it is yet. I know that I want to come to the US and build something and create an impact and do something. It's not just making money, but also making an impact at the same time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. So I decided to come to the US, and I know that in order for me to understand and have a successful business, I need to have a good foundation. That's one thing. And at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, like I told you, at that time back then, my English was not good. I came here, I didn't really speak English much, maybe
Mm-hmm.
about like 10 to 20% of the time. And
Mm-hmm.
so I thought that, going to the accounting school, being an accountant, I don't have to talk to anyone. Because right here.
You became an accountant because you thought you wouldn't have to talk to anyone.
Exactly, because I was so shy. I told you that I was so shy and
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable with myself. I didn't know. Like I came here like after my first degree.
Yes.
And so I decided to, and I know that the accounting would get me somewhere because I understand how to read financial statement, how to read
Mm-hmm.
balance sheet and income statement, right? And to make it make sense. So that's when I thought that accounting, and at that time I was new to the US system too. So I would need to understand about taxes. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided to enroll into another bachelor degree in accounting. And
Mm-hmm.
after I working for about, I was in my third year in college, I decided to look for accounting work in a CPA firm, and that's when everything gets started.
Mm. So you got a second bachelor's degree once you came to the States.
Yes, exactly.
Wonderful.
And
Wow.
then I
You're a
was,
hard worker.
I know, at that time, can you imagine coming from a Thailand who don't, I didn't really speak English well, to read and everything is been a challenge for me to communicate. And sometimes you even feel like, you don't belong, because when people sitting in a group and they're talking, you just feel so small because I don't know how to answer
Mm.
and things. So being coming from a different country at the older age, which is at that time I was like 20 something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things that you have to adjust. But I know that I think it's a lot of support from my family and my friends too that help me, to go after it. And
Right.
yeah.
So I keep coming back to this. This is fascinating. You focused on accounting and taxes because you figured with numbers you wouldn't have to talk to people because you didn't want to talk to people. And now you end up talking to people. And you
Yeah.
end up growing a firm. Let's get into growing the firm because clearly you have a very successful firm right now, right? You're very successful, and in order to do that, you have to talk to people. Can you walk us through the evolution from becoming very proficient with taxes and accounting to starting your firm? Take us through that path, if you will.
Yes, for sure, Ray. I started my firm with zero revenue, zero clients. So
Yes.
that's I mean, I think that, and that's it's uncomfortable, right? To get out of your W-2 job and then hop into building your own business when
Yes.
there is no book or anything to like really walk you through step by step to do it. So, and at that time, since I'm a immigrant too, and many times that people would not believe in me. So
Mm-hmm.
what I have to do is I would go door by door. It's like a,
Yes.
like go to like businesses in the area and just, you know, tell tell about myself and tell about
Mm-hmm.
the service that I offer. And then I also attend like a lot of networking event with my high heel, working, like many hours to like talk to people, even though I don't, like I don't like to talk to people at that time. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
feel
yes.
comfortable. But I think the uncomfortable part that make me grow, and I know that because I need to help, that I have a lot of responsibility, and I want to be able to provide, to
Mm-hmm.
give it to my family and my friends and the people around me. For me to, and I have to, face my fear, even though I don't feel comfortable to go
Yes.
knock door by door and talk to people who, they may think that because it's about numbers, it's about finances. For people to trust you, that means you have to really prove it to them, right? So
Yes.
after I get like and I tap into like my natural market first, which is the people who is a business owner that come from Thailand. And
Mm-hmm.
there my business grow. I started in 2018,
Yes.
and year over year get a referral. And after the referral, I realized that if I want to grow more, at that time my thought is, if I have like, I can build my business to seven figure, like a million, 2 million, I would be so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I went to Grand Cardone event,
Yes.
and I've heard people talk about 100, 200 million. I was like, what I am thinking, a million or 2 million?
Yeah, yes. It felt too small.
Exactly.
Mm.
So that's when I decided to get into like coaching program and have a mentor to help
Mm-hmm.
me go to the next level. So, and from there, now I have a team of 15 team members. They are
Mm-hmm.
CPA or EA, and
Mm-hmm.
create a bigger impact to help business owners saving money in taxes, and also create the, you know, how to help them with the create passive income for them too.
Right.
And now, I mean, but my career is not just stopped from, being an accountant, right? Because now you have, and I see so many business owners that, okay, they're making money, they're working hard, like many hours, but sometimes, even though investing into their business, they probably get the most return out of it. But however, they need to think about the day that if something happened, what are they going to do? The money that is sitting into their checking account, what is it gonna do for them, right?
Yes.
That's when I get the awareness and interest and tap into not just relying on the stock market that is more like gambling and more risk, but focus on a passive income. That
Mm-hmm.
I 2 years ago, that's when I started to learn about, investment and alternative investment, passive
Mm-hmm.
multifamily. So, and I want to share this knowledge to the people around me and everyone too.
It appears, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I see a general pattern with the way you're making decisions. You go in, you see a problem, you solve that problem. Then you see another problem and you solve that problem. That's the general pattern I see. Like you wanted you wanted to do accounting and taxes in the US. You had a bachelor's degree from Thailand. You needed to get a bachelor's degree in the US to do it in the US. So you saw that problem. You solved that problem by getting that degree. You put a lot of work into it. Then you saw that you wanted to start a firm. You didn't want to interact with people because you like numbers. So you've found that problem, but you solved it by figuring out how to interact with people. Then you were at a Grant Cardone conference. You probably went to the Grant Cardone conference to solve another problem, no doubt, probably about a passive income and investment, certainly. And it's like every step when Patra sees a problem, Patra thinks about it and then solves the problem and then goes to the next level. And this is what you've been doing. That's what I see. Am I seeing things accurately, or am I off base?
Well said, Ray. I don't even notice that of myself, but I think you are putting it put together very well. You can, that's true though. I mean, I think it's like about the growth, right? That you have to um work. I mean, I have the goal. I have my end goal, that where I want to be. And
Mm-hmm.
I look at it is I take a look at my 10 years goal, where
Yes.
what is the result where I want to be. And I just
Mm-hmm.
work toward that. What type of action do I need to get into my end goal?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's just like what you said is, when I see a problem, I just hop into the next one and next one and next one. And I'm sure that
Yes.
you do that too, but well said, Ray.
I just like the way you see it. The more I get to know about you, and the more I see you just pulling out your sword and knocking those problems down, whatever. So whatever you need to do, so that it's very inspiring to hear about that and to hear about it directly.
Yeah.
When did you decide to blend investments with taxes? Because that sounds like that's what you're doing with your firm, or correct me if I'm reading it too much into it, but when did you decide to blend in the investments with taxes? Was it in response to something that one of your clients came to you about? Did they have a problem that you needed to solve, or did you have the vision to blend them? Tell us a little bit about how that came together, please.
I think I even when I was in my coach on in the accounting side, um and to try to build my accounting firm business at that time. The people would ask questions about how to build a firm and all that, right? But for me, the question I asked is what type of investment? I like to ask like almost everyone to see like how do you manage your finances? How do you,
Yes,
what is your investment thesis there? And not very many people giving me very clear answer.
yes,
I feel like I'm not fulfilled on, I want to know that, okay, now I'm generating this bucket from my operating business. How
yes,
can I manage because it's to make it grow without me working on it, like make money working for you, right?
yes, yes, yes.
And I just feel like, And I try with different way. Okay, I put, hire a financial advisor and all that, but I just feel like it does not answer what I am looking for. And at that time, I didn't have the language to really tell me what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because the language is also important for me to understand what is it that give me more clarity.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So when I have I start making money in maybe like a few years after I built my accounting firm. And from there, I still like searching for a place to like, hey, what I'm gonna do. And then one day I was gonna buy a rental property, like a single family home, like for two property. And
Mm-hmm.
this thing I didn't buy it because at that time I didn't have knowledge. And then that I just want to get appreciation out of the property, just betting that it's gonna grow, right?
Yes, yes.
I and when I do the fight P&L at that time, it's actually giving me negative cash flow.
Not sustainable.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the good thing is, I was like, that day, my two property is already under contract, and I was like, I just feel like it's not right. My gut is telling me I need to search for some before I close on the property. So I just looking for like people who's in the air in this real estate industry already. So I just make a call to that person who's already in the investment, and he was so nice to get on a call with me and
Mm-hmm.
knowledgeable and telling me like this is not even a deal. You will he said that it's not, you buying this is not even a deal because it's giving you a negative cash flow. That when
Yes, yes.
I just like, okay, what do you mean by that? I mean, you still can, I can still hope it for like getting, maybe I'm sure that people say that all the time that, if you real estate is always going to go up, right? So,
Yeah, but
yeah, that,
long
yeah,
term, yes, long term, yes, but it does that, right? So yeah, yes.
exactly. And then when I have a conversation with him, that when I have like a like aha moment telling me that that's not a good deal, so I back off. So
Yes.
yeah, and then I try to like find a way like gain some knowledge by reading different books and all that. And then one day something pop up on my Instagram and telling me that about multifamily. That
Yes.
I just go to like conference and started, and then that's a free conference. I just my success is coming from coaching too. That's when I sign up for like a mentorship program, and that's
Right.
when I learn about alternative investment. I think I go off track a little bit. I don't know what you
No,
want.
no, that's fine. You're tying it all together. That's good. And your passion and your interest in the subject is coming through. So yeah, that works. That works.
So at that time I just like try to tap into my network and do whatever I can to be in a group, right? So that's I get into one coaching group, and then the next thing is I feel like, man, I feel like even though I know that multifamily is a good asset class, but there might be something more. Let me
Yes, yes, there are other asset classes. Yes, yes.
something that I don't know. So I feel
Yeah.
like I need to know first in order I need to manage this like my second business. It's not just for me to put the money somewhere and hoping and praying to make it grow. So I decided to, that's where I met you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Another coaching program, and which is go we are able to meet with the different real estate investor with different
Mm-hmm.
asset class. Then yeah, I feel like for me, I like to learn first. And then when I have enough, I have enough knowledge so I can make the right decision for my financial. And I need to manage, it's like my business, which is I need to think about what is my goal? What is I want this business to produce for me?
Right, right. And you're thinking that through. Patra, we've talked about so much and we are coming towards the end of our time together. This is going quickly. And I could listen to you long term. You're thinking of things. And I even into things and enrolled age, more things about talked about some very visionary things, which is important. As we wrap up, here's what I need to ask you, because clearly you're taking steps to sharpen your brain as you go through. Keep this brain sharp, right? What are some things that you're reading or podcasts you're listening to or anything that you're listening to or reading that you would like to recommend to our audience?
I think the book that people talk about, the book that changed their life, but I want to talk about the book that saved my life.
Yes.
It's by Dan Sullivan.
Yeah, Dan Sullivan.
It's called The Gap and the Gain.
The Gap and the Gain. Okay. Yes.
So that book is saved my life because just like I mentioned earlier, in the past, and I came from, like when you have an Asian parents, they are very tough on you and they want you to, like improve. And sometimes you just forget to be grateful and appreciate what you have. Even, of course, I'm not saying that you should stay at the same place, but I think that it's also important to be grateful for yourself. Because
Yes.
if you cannot appreciate and be grateful for yourself, you cannot appreciate and grateful for others either. And from there, you just know that you are good enough and be confident and not just looking what is missing all the time. I think that book that is kind of saved my life because I'm a very driven person and I want to.
Yes.
And sometimes it can be very hard to myself. So that book, I think that saved my life. But the book that make an impact for my financial, it's coming from, classical, book, which is the cash flow quadrant from
Kiyosaki.
Everybody read that book.
Oh, yeah. We got to make sure there's so many people that recommend Kiyosaki's other book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but you're right. Cash flow quadrant is probably more important. Well, maybe you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad first, but the cash flow quadrant is so important. So we need to make sure we include that as well.
Yes.
And that fits you with your numerical and accounting background. Cash flow quadrant absolutely fits you. So there you go.
Yeah, to understand about the full quadrant, right? The business
Yes.
mindset, investor mindset. Yeah.
We got to make sure we do that. All right. And then finally, how can people get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me through LinkedIn at Patra Francis. It's spelling Patra and then last name Francis. Oh, you're gonna have it on your podcast.
Yeah, we'll have the link there too. But yeah, I'm glad you outlined it. So yeah, we'll have the link to it in the show notes.
Yes. So feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to connect it. I would love to connect with you.
Solid. Patra Francis, it has been a pleasure having you here on the ROI Clear podcast. There's so much that I'm learning about you. I absolutely want to have you back. Maybe we'll have you back when we explore one of your deals or something spectacular that you're doing, but we got to have you back because you're a wealth of knowledge and I am grateful to know you. Thank you.
I'm grateful to know you too, Ray. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you for engaging the ROI Clear podcast. At ROI Clear, we buy multifamily apartment properties, we improve them, and we give people a great place to live. At the same time, we give investors an opportunity to enjoy capital preservation, tax advantages, and a solid return on investment. If you'd like to know more, click the link to roiclear.com down below. We look forward to speaking with you.